Whether you're new to trading or you've been in the trading industry for a long time, just looking for a new strategy, bro, this strategy, honestly, there's no reason to complain with. There's so little evidence it ever failing. So let's not waste too much time. I'm going to show you exactly what this strategy is, why you should use it in the market, the confluences that you can pair with it, and just a simple reason as to why I trade it every single day. I mean, this strategy literally got me funded multiple times, so I don't see why it wouldn't for you. So let's get right into the example. Just to give a brief example before we hop on the actual live example, over here, say we have a buy side liquidity. So already this is a very major zone of interest. As always, we want to always do a top down analysis. So say this is the 1 hour time frame. So we have this buy side liquidity on the 1 hour, as well as this fair value gap on the higher time frame. Now, these are two very big confluences as to why we want to reject and push back down, because a lot of breakout traders, they want to enter on this break of the trend and they want to ride it all the way up. But us ICT traders, we use this as a sweep and kind of a catch, and then we jump back down to change the direction of the market. Another thing also that is very nice to look for is an SMT. Having an SMT divergence when NASDAQ and ES, because since they are two correlated assets, it is another very big confluence. So on the 1 hour time frame right here, we already have three nice confluences as to why we want to go down. So now we jump down to the 1 minute time frame. Right here, say we have a sweep of liquidity. Second, we get that sweep of liquidity. Then we look for our market structure shift. Second, we get our market structure shift right over here. We can enter right away and we can target the downside. So of course, stop loss would go above the previous high. Take profit will go down to the bottom of the trend, of course. But right here, as you can see, we actually pushed back up into the zone. So what can you do to get a better entry? Well, to get a better entry, you can use the Fibonacci retracement tool. So from the start of the manipulation right to the end, this would be about right here, right to the 0.5. Now here you would enter, getting a better risk to reward for the move down. So I hope you understood. If you didn't, no stress. I'm going to get into the live example on the chart right now. So looking at this chart, what do you see? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Pause the video, see if you can replicate what I just told you before. Well, first thing, very major, we have this sell side liquidity, SMT, sell side liquidity. And also, you don't see it exactly, but NASDAQ and ES, we actually did form a SMT divergence, which also, again, that's two confluences. What's the third one on the higher time frame on the 1 hour? It is looking for a fair value gap. There's that fair value gap that gets put in place. And what's beautiful about this fair value gap? Well, right here, as you can see, fair value gaps are created between three candles between the wicks. So we have a gap, which is an inefficiency in the market that always wants to come to get retested. What's so beautiful about this fair value gap? Well, we have one over here, one rejection. Very close, almost a second rejection, third rejection, fourth rejection. Now, what do we think is going to happen on this potential fifth rejection? Well, we expect it to do the same thing as the past 4 times. We expect it to reject and continue up. So now we have our 3 main biases and the reasons we want to see a reversal to continue in the opposite direction. So let's jump down to the 1 minute. What do we see? Let's just back test time over here a bit. So I will go we'll even go further back. Why not? So what do we see? Now on the 1 minute, say we haven't reached it on the 1 hour. We haven't reached this buy side liquidity. So, sell side liquidity, sorry. So now we continue. There we go. That's our wick. Okay, that's very nice. So now everything is validated. Now to look for an entry. How are we going to enter the stock? Well, first thing, we have a manipulation leg. Why? Because we have a strong push down, breaking this little low resting liquidity, strong breakdown to make a new low. So for me to want to take an entry, I would really like to see a form of a market structure shift, change of a state of delivery, or even an inversion fair value gap would also be very nice for an entry here. So right here, as you can see, we have that inversion fair value gap that gets put in place right here. So if you are a bit of a riskier trader, you do tend to trade with lower size, well, this could be a very nice entry for you. But me, I always look for A+++ setups. I never want to rush into the trend. So let's see. There's our break. Second, I see that market structure break right over here. Automatically, I want to get into this trade. So we go ahead, we put that buy order, and stop loss, of course, is going to go right below the previous low. And what's also so beautiful about this, as I said from the beginning, from the start of the manipulation right to the end, what do we see right over here? Well, let's make this right to the end. There we go. What do we see? We see a retest right to that 0.5 discount. Bro. So now, higher time frame 1 hour. We have 3 confluences as to why we want to reverse. On the lower time frame, on the 1 minute, we have 1 confluence over here. The inversion as another confluence. Our not SMT. We could have an SMT actually, but we have our fib of the 0.5. That's another confluence. So stop loss right below the lows. Now we're gonna do a take profit. We're gonna put the standard deviation from the start of the manipulation. I put it from here right to the break of the inversion, since this is already a fairly nice move. And we can target right to these previous highs over here, possibly take partials, or you can even continue holding all the way up to around here to these highs, because this is all low resting liquidity. So let's see how this goes. We're going. Well, right here we already got stopped out because that is our take profit. And honestly, guys, it's as easy as that. You can see the strong push up. And bro, it doesn't get any easier than that, bro. That's the stock market at its T with a good strategy. That's what a good strategy can do for you. So please do me a favor, go back test this. It's honestly such a good strategy to know. And honestly, if you are struggling still, I have a link in the description. It's free. I'm not charging anything. It's a link to my Discord. I have a bunch of education there. We can do one-on-one talks, maybe do some market recaps. Bro, I'm not here to sell anything. I make my money on the market. I really don't care about money from you guys. So if you are interested, leave a like, subscribe, hit that link in the description, join the Discord, and it would be my absolute pleasure to teach you free of charge. Peace.